I'm disgusted by the person who I used to be compared to the person I am now, and how I let so much of the world control everything that I did and how I live my life. I was in a shell, I guess would be the best way to put it. My stepdad was in the military, so we spent a lot of time moving around from place to place. I've lived all across Canada because of that. Eventually we settled in Winnipeg, where they bought a house. And that's where things kind of changed and got a little worse. I got myself into some trouble. It was a girl that I had met in school, and we had started dating, and another guy in school was interested in her as well and was jealous. So him and his friends attacked me, and they crushed the right side of my temple with a set of brass knuckles. After the beating, like, my physically was healed, like on the outside. My brain had suffered such trauma from the impact of what I'd gone through that parts of it won't heal, or will never heal. It's caused me severe memory loss. It causes me to have, at that point I was having 2 to 3 seizures a day, every day, which wear and tear on your body is unbelievable. There's no way to count how much pain and suffering I went through to get to where I am today. To be 14 and have to take that weight on, it was more than most people have to deal with. So it was not easy. Getting a job, I had to lie about my seizures. I had to lie and say that I didn't have them so that people would hire me. Because if I had a seizure disorder on my application, I get it thrown out. I wouldn't even get a second thought. Growing up in a military family, we didn't have a lot of money. There was me, and I had an older brother, and I had 3 sisters. Things were stretched out, and I wanted to make things better for myself. I told myself I'd never be broke. So I got into the only place that I knew how to make money. I started selling drugs with friends, just selling pot and smaller stuff, and that turned to selling coke, and then selling meth and getting into meth and coke. I suffered a stroke at the age of 23. I did too much of one drug by myself, and it was just a bad idea. But that was the beginning of an eye-opener for me. I realized that all I was doing was running. All I was doing was running and hiding, and I was done. I was done playing in the darkness, as I call it now. And so I asked for people to help me, and that's something I normally wouldn't do. And that little bit of help was what started everything for me and brought me to where I am now.
When I first met Dustin, I was very impressed. I walked up to him and I saw that he was drawing, and I sat down beside him and I didn't say anything. I just watched him draw. And it was really good. What he was doing was so good. And I thought, my goodness, what is this person who has all this talent doing here? And so then, of course, we started talking, and he told me a little bit about his situation, and so we started doing some problem solving after that. I felt a sense of hopelessness that he had within himself. It's like he didn't have a goal in life. And so when I started talking to him even more and trying to figure out what we should do together, and how we could help him, I felt that very much that perhaps he needed to have a goal. Perhaps he needed hope in his life. And so I felt very much that if I could bring him to Today House and he met Fernando here, that would be step one.
He was humble because in his situation he was a homeless person, and I saw that he needed something, that he needed help. But at the same time he had this passion for drawing things, and that's what I remember from him. A person that was in need, I was able to help him, and the way he said thank you was drawing things for me, for my kids, for Today House. It was good.
With every person, every guest that we host here, there's a different story of hardship behind them, and we have got to learn to respect that, to give them the basic dignity that they deserve, even though we may not agree with what's gone on in their lives or how they've managed it, but we should still respect that. And then the meals, the shower, the fresh clothes, the warm beds, a sense of belonging was a big thing, and that's what part of our aim is here, to offer hope by giving a sense of belonging.
When Dustin comes to our drop-in center at Steinbach Community Outreach, we can tell right away that he is just willing and wanting to help others. He wants to give back, and he knows that this is integral to everyone's well-being and self-esteem. And so he does that by telling them his story, and he does that by being there for them, listening to them, and creating his art for them and giving them little gifts with his art.
When I was younger, it was more my life and that was it. So that was a choice. I started helping there, which led to going to a place called Menomart here in Steinbach, where I volunteer.
He is so good with people, and he connected so well with outreach, and so he did come lots, and he visited lots. He helped us out an awful lot, and now we don't even know what we would do without him.
Some people who didn't know me reached down and lifted me off the ground and helped me back on my feet and helped dust me off and point me in the right direction and kept helping me along the way and didn't give up on me. So now I want to do the same for other people. I want to push forward and keep helping other people who think that they can't make it anywhere and can't go anywhere in life, and know that when they meet people like Irene and the outreach program and the Today House, that they can move forward, that they can make an impact in their lives and change for the better.
Being part of our organization helps us continue our journey as into offering our guests dignity, hope, food, laundry, and it's a sense of being part of the community. It's being part of the bigger picture, the community spirit that we know that Steinbach is all about. And therefore I encourage people to go to our website and have a look at it, and be, if for nothing else, to create awareness of who we are, what we are, and what we do.
I really want people to know that we are helping those people that have a real story behind it, a very true kind of experience where they have been just rock bottom. And now with being able to connect with someone, there is some hope. These are people that have so little hope in their life. And by giving them that little bit of hope, they can become what Dustin has become. And these are people that we meet day after day after day. They are real people, they are such good people, and they want the best. And here we are. All we have to do is connect with them.
Independent where you are, we need to feel that we are welcome, that we are loved, that we have dignity.
I would like to thank all of those who want to be part of our donor team. I thank them on behalf of those that we shelter at Today House.